But actually, like we will never talk about lexicology. Mostly we will be talking about language levels and structure. Anya, please.
The system of any language consists of interdependent elements that create language levels. Every language level unites homogeneous elements that can be grouped into classes and subclasses. The units of every language level may relate syntagmatically and paradigmatically, but they can't relate hierarchically. There are main and intermediate levels. The main levels are phonological, lexicosemantic, morphological, and word-building. Every level has its unit: phonological phoneme, morphological morpheme, lexicosemantic lexeme or word, and syntactic sentence or word combination. The elements of lower levels constitute the elements of higher levels. So phonemes constitute morphemes, morphemes constitute lexemes or words, words constitute word combinations and sentences. The intermediate levels are more phonological, word-building, and phraseological. They also have the units which appear at one level and function at the higher level. So more phonological level studies the morphological usage of phonological means of the language footprint. Word-building level studied the building of words on the basis of morphemes. Phraseological level studies the nominative units that consist of two or more words, phraseological or set expressions.
Very good, thank you. Now let's look at this chart, and the chart represents the level of the language, and what else does it represent? Look at the chart for a second and tell me, please, Natasha, what does this chart represent?
It represents language levels and units.
Yeah, it represents the units, and also it represents the science, how the science is called. For example, phonetics studies speech sounds, phonology studies phonemes, and they all are this very, very first unit level. Then morphology studies morphemes, semantics studies, we have semantics after morphology, semantic studies meaning, then syntax studies,
phrases and sentences.
And finally,
pragmatic studies meaning in context of discourse.
Yeah, very good. So as soon as you look it up, you will see many other language levels and or many other schemes, and each scheme represents the same language levels as we have discussed. I just wanted to show you the other scheme, but somehow I don't know why, but I can't. Okay, so the scheme may look as this, for example. And again, it tells us about the same. Phonetics, morphology, words, and lexicology is here. Syntax, semantics, and pragmatics, which is language use. Okay, good. Marin, types of meaning.
What meaning? Types of meaning. The best known referential model is the so-called basic triangle. It consists of three sides. Concept represents a general meaning of an object. Sound form, phonetical representation of the word, and object itself. The object we see or are talking about. The sound form is not identical with the word meaning. The concept is not identical with the referent, and vice versa. types of meaning.
No, Marin, we're still here. Yeah. So, and I want to show you the basic triangle, and I want your comments here on the basic triangle. Just give me a second. I will find the picture, and we'll discuss it. Okay. So this is the picture of the triangle, and tell me please, what are the sides of the triangle?
There are three sides of basic triangle. This triangle includes concept, sound form, and referent.
How do we teach it? Why when we teach, what do we use, for example, when we need to teach the word dove? For example, I want to teach you the word dove. What will I do? In the English language. Natasha, what will you do?
At first, we should give a general representation of this object. Then we should give its a sound form. It means a phonetical representation of this word, and then we speak about the object.
Yeah, so very often when we teach the words, we will teach the concept first, what a dove is. And if we teach English, we will probably say in Ukrainian, голуб. So then we can practice the sound form like dove, and when we review the words, we will probably use the pictures, or we will show something. So also this word meaning or types of meaning, these parts of meaning, so they are necessary when you teach. Okay, good. Types of meaning.
Types of meaning. Each word form has two types of meaning, grammatical and lexical meaning. Grammatical meaning is a component of the general meaning of the word, which denotes the change of meaning in the word forms due to the inflections, etc. Lexical meaning, unlike grammatical meaning, it's identical in all forms of the word and all possible distributions of these forms. Lexical meaning denotes a proper linguistic meaning of the word in all its forms and distributions, while grammatical meaning changes the meaning of word forms. It's common to all words of a certain class.
Okay, give me an example of lexical and grammatical meaning. For example, if we take the word dove, for example, what is the lexical meaning?
It's a bird.
It's a bird, okay. And what is a grammatical meaning?
It's a noun.
It's a noun, so we can say doves. We can use possessive case, and here are the main lexical forms or the main grammatical forms: plural and possessive case. So, okay, Natasha, comment me or comment upon this scheme.
There are two types of word meaning, grammatical and lexical meaning. Lexical meaning is divided into two meaning conceptual.
Subtypes.
Two subtypes, conceptual meaning and associative meaning. And associative meaning has such subtypes as connotative meaning, stylistic meaning, effective meaning, and collocative meaning.
Oh, okay. Where do we see these meanings? where are these meanings? So, when we talk about all these types of meanings, so where do we see them? This connotative meaning, stylistic, affective, collocative meaning, where? Like the concept is dove, but I say, for example, she is a dove. What meaning is it?
Associated meaning.
Of course,
Yes.
yeah. It's either stylistic or we can, or connotative meaning. We can also only understand it in the sentence. And here we see that associative meaning is represented in this phrase. Okay, yeah.
Як conceptual meaning, як просто пряме значення, а associated meaning переносить.
Абсолютно, да. Conceptual meaning – це пряме значення, associative meaning – це переносне значення. І ми вже його можемо бачити в конотації, ми можемо його бачити в текстах, ми можемо його бачити, коли розмовляємо, і ми можемо бачити це як частину collocations. Тобто, як частину, вони як два голубки. Так? Оце вже буде чистий collocation, маючи на увазі людей, які закохані один в одного. So, окей, good. І ми звідси ж переходимо на denotative and connotative meaning. Ми тільки що от розібрали, яким цей connotative meaning може бути. Наташ, please read this part.
Many words can have denotative and connotative meaning. Denotative meaning denotes scenes or objects. As component of the lexical meaning, it makes communication possible. For example, this girl likes to play with puzzles. Connotative meaning is a component of the word meaning that is important in a certain context. It can differ from denotative meaning and contain an element of emotive variation. For example, she couldn't complete the puzzle of her life. In many lexemes, meaning is motivated. Motivation or word meaning shows the relations between a structure and meaning. Morphological motivation can be found in flexions of the word that have the meaning. For example, reader, leader, speaker. Phonetical motivation shows the relation between the sound form of the word and the sound it makes. For example, heat, burn, murmur.
Very good. So, could you give me other examples of connotative and denotative meaning? I am giving you a couple here, and you please think of your own examples. So read these examples. Example, Marina.
Example, denotation. Bobby wore a blue shirt today. Connotation, Bobby was blue after his dog died. Denotation meaning, it is, це є означувальне значення. Тут ми в реченні бачимо, що Бобі одягнув блакитну сорочку сьогодні, а connotative meaning пояснює інше значення, де ми бачимо, як помінялась властивість, і Бобі був блакитний після...
Був блу мається на увазі, що? Який він був?
Посинів.
Ні, блу мається на увазі, він був грустний. Звідси ж і блюзи, він був засмучений. Звідси слово блюз як блу. Так? Тому, що нам це дає? Нам це дає значення засмучений. Так.
Так, ми...
Marine, sorry, comment upon this.
Засмучений, стало як значення кольору перейшло в значення людського стану.
Так, абсолютно. And I have another example here about the bird. the dove. And look at this example and comment on it, and please.
White dove, defined as a stocky seed or fruit-eating bird with a small head, short legs, pointed tail, and a cooing voice. They are also known to be messengers, but they are associated with innocence, people, gentleness, tenderness, peace, love, harmony, tranquility.
Yeah, you see that from one side it's a bird, but on the other side this bird is associated with peace, with innocence, and tranquility. Okay, I don't think we should do these questions. The questions now. Ну, давайте так, виберіть по одному питанню, яке вам подобається, і давайте дасте на